Okay, so very interesting. The tracker's up and running. Uh, it has a few bugs. I'm going to be making these changes, these three changes here that need to be put in there. So not like releasing it yet. But where I'm at right now is I'm on number four, which is a favorable number because it has a extremely slow. This number is extremely slow. It has relatively recent progression loss. With this is 75 under, um, which is definitely um, overperforming on the progression loss, which is good. This is the PLE ratio, and it's also only 14 coups in since the progression loss occurred, and so this is a very good number to be on. And I just came in, as you can see, it just came in. So I'm instituting something brand new, which is amazing. And I think this is the real power of this tracker is the ability to look at all these numbers like atoms that are spinning or electrons that are spinning within an atom. And so once my number hit, I decided I can always go back to it, right? You can see I'm betting it because it's red. All right. But then I took a look around on the board, okay, and try to look for like the best, hottest numbers to bet. Well, obviously what we were looking for, if we want the very best, we wanted to bet snapback numbers that have had progression losses and that are slow. All right. So what we really want is these magenta S's represents a snapback. The P represents a pre-snapback, which means that we're waiting for it to hit. It's already over 84 spins. Okay, and we can see that the only here's a snapback. This one's a good snapback because it's a very slow number, and it's 29 spins in. So I mean, it's not bad. It's just not going to be as strong as like a number that has a progression loss. Okay, so I'm going to just like skip that one. Here's another one. This one's positive 86. So this is running a little bit fast. This is not dangerously fast, but it's running fast. So there's no need to run with a fast number. Okay, here's brand new fresh progression loss on a snapback. I like this one, but it's fast too. It's 86 plus 86, and running fast is what caused it to go to a progression loss in the first place. And so I don't know. I mean, there's no, even though I like it, it's fresh on the progression loss event. It's not like the best number. And then finally, we do have this number, number 34. This one's perfect. It just had a progression loss. It's only had one coup since the progression loss. It's obviously, overperforming on the progression loss, and it's extremely slow number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch from number 4 to number 34. And I'm going to place 5 units on there because that's where I'm at on the progression right now. And let's go ahead and spin through and watch it come in. This is going to be like super cool. So here we go. 27. And so I'm just fixing some of the bugs in there and making it easier to use. And what I'd like to do is put in a graphic. Number 4 came in again. So yeah, this is what Renaud is always talking about. When you switch numbers, your number comes in. But anyway, what we're doing is working a snapback, so we're getting extra profit here. So I guess we'll be all right for that. Anyway, I want to make a graphical representation of the numbers so we can actually see the full history, like going back, I'm thinking like 700 spins, and see the different changes. Like if it goes into a snapback, it'll be colored differently on the chart. You can see on the chart when it goes snapback, when when it's speeding up, when it's slowing down, for how long, and just get the real character of the number, and you could just like totally look at its trajectory over the last 700 spins. So I think it's pretty cool, and that's what I'd like to do. Just waiting for this number to come in. 3 and 21. And once it comes in, we can probably just discuss the different numbers that are on the board, and then I can just end the video. Yeah, I think the graphical representation for the history of the number is going to be really helpful to learn about how these numbers function. And there it is, 34. Okay, so it came in, and so now we see that it's no longer in snapback mode. And scanning around, we see the other snapbacks we were talking about came in. So that was interesting. I didn't pay attention. And yeah, I mean, this is a nice one. Kinda. I mean, it's not fresh. It's not. There's no. I mean, it's just not like the worth switching for. I'm wondering if 34 is a better number now than number 4. And that's where we get into a trap where um, we start switching out numbers and start chasing numbers around and stuff. And I don't know if that's really the best thing to do. But anyway, we can just start talking about these numbers. This number is in a black swan event. This number's super slow, super overrepresented on the progression losses, and 14 coups in on its rehab out of the black swan event. This number is pre-snapback, very slow, had never had a progression loss, and 32 coups, no progression loss. A progression loss is due every 101 coups. And this number is fast, 97. It's not very good at all. This fast number, it's not favorable. It's had a progression loss and 10 coups. This number was speeding. I remember this number. If we were to look at a history of this number, we would see this thing was off the charts, way over the progression length. And I'm assuming that this is going to get worse. Probably go even worse. Go black swan. But this was a massively overrepresented number. I remember. Here is an example. See, like this number right here, the number 2 used to be just like number 3. 319. That's like, oh man, this thing is about to go black swan. Or, I mean, it's definitely a PLE is due for sure on this one. Here's number 4. I like this number. It's only had 16 coups since the progression loss. It's very, very slow. Negative 347. That's massively slow. Number 5, just slightly slow, 37 coups since no progression loss. It's not a bad number, just not super good. Here's another average number, 39 coups, no progression loss. Plus 60, so a little bit fast, running a little fast. And again, looking at history of these numbers makes it better. Here's a progression loss, 7 coups, so it's pretty fresh and super slow. This is a nice number to bet right here, number 7. If I was betting multiple selections, number 4 and 7 was looking really good. So this split right here, this 4 and 7 split, definitely looking good. I would be betting these 4 and 7 split for sure. Super slow, no progression loss. 32 coups in, so super fast. Gosh, insanely fast. 49 coups. Progression loss is due on this one for sure. Don't want to be betting here. Same with this one. Don't want to be betting here. Same thing. Super fast. Had a progression loss. 2 coups in. It's fresh. But man, look at this. Dangerous. This is like Black Swan event right here coming up. Okay, 236. Very slow. Extremely slow. On a snapback. And 31 coups in. Well, okay. No progression loss and 31 coups. It's not exactly fresh. So and with no progression loss, of course, it's not gonna be. So this is a snapback. It's probably really good but it's not the best. Like I want to work with the best snapbacks. Here's a number with a not fresh progression loss and moving fast. Definitely don't want to be betting this number. If I was on this number, I would definitely switch out. This is not a good number to be on. This number also super fast. The only difference is no progression loss. 41 Qs. It's insane. This number right here, insane. About to fail massively. And here's a fast number. Definitely a fast number. Fresh progression loss. It was speeding, I'm sure. If this is why we need spin histories, because we can see why this number failed, and we'll see that. And here's a very slow number, good producer. 17 is a solid number to be betting. It has no progression loss, but it's just a committed number, a number that's committed to conforming. It's not a free radical number. On the other hand, we have 18, which is speeding, absolutely. It's definitely off the rails, gonna fail here hard. Number 19, okay, slightly slow, which is good, and a steady producer. So this is probably a good number. If we were to look at the history, you'd probably see it's been committed to conforming for a long time. Solid number. Oh gosh, off the rails fast. Been producing, but gonna fail, looking to fail hard here. Okay, slow number. Okay, so this is probably good. This is a good, solid number. Very slow. 29 coups in on a snapback. Probably a good number to bet, but there's no progression loss, and it's 29 coups in, so it's not fresh. And of course, it wouldn't be. Fast number. It's okay. 40 coups in. Super fast number, dangerously fast. Okay, another dangerously fast number, and super slow number. So this is definitely a safer number to bet. Fast number, and this one is had a recent coup. Recent progression loss. It's running fast, so not liking it. This was snapback before, as you might recall, and it came in. There it is, came in right here. Um, so that was cool. The fact that it's fresh is nice, but the fact that it's running fast I don't like. So why bet it? Same thing here. This is like dangerously fast, and not even fresh on the coup on the since the progression loss. So definitely not liking number 29 there for that reason. Here is another Black Swan event, number 30, and it is 21 coups on its recovery. So we're watching that one come back. The 30s have been coming in regular now, so that's of course expected. All right, and here's 31. Well, let's see. Do we want to switch out? Not really. What's better here? This fresh number that just had a progression loss, that's super slow, or this snapback that's barely slow, no progression loss. I'm just saying 34 is going to be better in this situation. Um, the snapback is great. We should bet it, but I'm just not going to go. I'm not a big fan of switching out numbers you know, and this one is so good, this 34. So I'm going to stay on it. 32, very nice number. This is pre-snapback. This number is going to be extremely good. It's just that it doesn't have a progression loss to it, but it's going to go snapback. Dangerously fast number. Okay, it's going to be failing hard. Here, 34 is our chosen number because it's super slow. It's had a very recent progression loss, and definitely a good, strong number. The strongest number on the board right now. Super slow. It's not a bad number. 35, not a bad number at all. 36 is slow, significantly slow, and it is pre-snapback, and 35 coups in and no progression loss. So that's the rundown of the board. What would make it really interesting if we could look at the histories of these numbers, especially the ones that have failed, like these progression losses, and see why they failed. So that's it. There's a video demonstrating the system. Just going to make some changes, continue to work on it, and get to the. If I can get the graphical up and running, that's going to be super cool. So keep you guys.